Okay, I'm going to try to shoot this video without editing. So week one is down. Week one of relaunching my YouTube channel. And what did I learn? Number one, turn off all of your phones and equipment and noisemakers and email when you're recording. That's one of the things that I've learned, but this has been pretty fun. The editing process has been a lot of fun to me. Am I going to do this every week? No, I might do this once a month or once a quarter, kind of lessons learned when working on this channel. But there's a lot of tools and information that's out there. Look, I started my first business in 1994. And you had to go to the library to learn anything about anything. There was no internet. You'd have to read a book. There's just so much information and so many tools. If you are young and you want to start a business now, you have no idea how easy it is to start a business, to do something. So, okay, one of the things I've learned, which I should have known, because I've made videos before. I used to teach at Texas State University. I used to teach accounting at Texas State University in 2011. I don't remember. It's been a long time. And so they brought me in to start helping build some of their first online classes. So I do have a little bit of experience, not a lot, kind of editing things. But I should have known, it's like for every 10 minutes, of recording that you do, it can be anywhere from 2 to 10 times of just editing work to try to make that video look good. And then I also realized I'm more of a perfectionist than I ever thought I was. The little ums and the noises in the background, the thumping of the mic and all that stuff really bothered me. And I tried to edit a lot of that stuff out, which was another thing that took hours upon hours upon hours upon hours, to try to edit the videos. Rendering. I don't know why I never thought about rendering. You can make a video and you think it's done, but then the video has to render. And if you don't have the right processing speed and your computer is slow and you got all these different things that will impact your rendering. So a video that you think is going to be done and ready to post, in a couple of minutes, it may take an hour to get uploaded to YouTube and to render, and organizing the files. Need to learn how to organize the files. Okay, I may do a little editing in this video because I do want to show, some of the tools that I use to kind of do some of the things that I'm doing. And are the things I'm doing like super high speed and professional and, look like all the other big super YouTubers? No, it doesn't. Again, the whole point of this channel for me was to just post. I've been saying over and over again, I'm going to do YouTube. I'm going to give this advice away. I've been telling prospective clients that couldn't afford me, hey, I'm going to make a YouTube channel and you can go to that channel and you get this free information. That is the goal. The goal is to try to do, a brain dump of all this information that I have and put it in a format to where, if you can't afford my services, then you can go to the YouTube channel. You can get, enough information to help you make good decisions. Enough information to where, you can pay, and it doesn't have to be me. It could be anybody. You can pay a CPA or a tax professional, to give you some basic advice to kind of close the loop on that information. Because one of the things I see, one of the things that happens frequently is someone will go to see something on YouTube or they see something on TikTok, and then they'll come to me and say, hey, I saw this thing and I want to save all this money. And now I never pay taxes again. And there's some truth to, nearly all of those videos you see. There's a grain of truth that's in them. But the problem with those videos in the tax code is it's just a lot harder to execute on those things. One of the things I tell people when they call me and they're asking, if they can work with me or not, I ask them, I tell them, I say, look, yes, some of those things, real estate professional and lazy 1031 exchange and, eliminating commuting, all of those things, all of those strategies, there is some truth that are to them. But the bigger the tax benefit that you get, the more support you need to substantiate. One of the videos, I don't remember which one it was this week, I talk about the burden of proof that you have to do with your tax returns. Well, the bigger the benefit, like a real estate professional, the more evidence, the bigger the burden, you're going to have in order to support that deduction on your tax return. And if you have this big deduction on your return and the IRS sees it and it's something they want to flag, you best believe that they're going to try to get their money back. The name of the department for taxes is the Internal Revenue Service. And that revenue is for the government's revenue. That's their job, is to go get revenue to fund the government, to make sure everybody's paying their taxes, that people are following the rules. And the IRS is not as bad as it used to be years ago. I think it was the Clinton administration is when the tenor and tone at the IRS began to change. I think it was Clinton, I'd have to go look it up and maybe I'll do a video on that too. But I believe it was Clinton who came in and said, hey, this needs to be more customer service centric and not more of a, hey, we're all out to get you type department. And it may feel like when you get these letters and when you talk to people at the IRS that their whole goal is to try to do this gotcha thing, but it's really not. We just want the Internal Revenue Service, for all its faults, its true mission is to generate revenue for the IRS and to legitimately go after collecting taxes that have been evaded, or if somebody's done something wrong, correcting those things. I don't believe, I know that there is a shadow government and all these different things, and I'm a big conspiracy theorist, but all things being equal, the Internal Revenue Service is not just out to get people. And one of the things I also try to tell people is there are just so many legal ways to reduce your taxes. Now, it's going to take some work. Nothing is free, but there's so many legal ways to reduce your taxes that you don't need to make up things and get cute. And I'll talk about tax deductions at some other point in another video. But the things that I've learned, that's what I'm supposed to be talking about. Things I've learned. There are so many tools. Been using ChatGPT and AI. There are free, royalty-free music and videos that you can use to enhance. There's so many like video editing software. You can get free video editing software. 2011 is when I first started doing building online courses, and I still have my Camtasia Relay. That's what I use now, but I'm probably going to move to something like DaVinci. So I tried to install some of these free programs. So some of the videos I had that took a while to get posted was I tried to use all this free software, and then I had problems installing it. And then I would try to do some of these cute things I see other YouTubers do. And there was no way I could recreate it. However, I will say this, you can learn a lot very quickly for free. You don't have to pay a lot, but you can learn a lot very quickly for free by just going to YouTube. So there were certain things I wanted to do, like add text to a video, create thumbnails. There's different little things I had in my head that I wanted to do on the videos. I just know how to do them. Go to YouTube. Got a quick tutorial on. So I wanted to put myself in one of the thumbnails, and I don't take a lot of pictures, but I did have this stock photo that I've had for years. Well, in in the past, it probably would have taken me hours and hours and hours to try to figure that out on my own. I had a quick YouTube video that showed you how to carve certain things out, and boom, there it was. In a matter of seconds, I was able to take my picture, my stock professional photo, eliminate things around it, and then I was able to add it, to the thumbnail. And I will try to find the YouTubers that I used, the videos that I watch, and I'll try to put those in the description. Probably won't do it today because I'm about to go to the gun range, about to go fishing, take some time off before tax season starts, because tax season starts for me on Monday, and it's going to be a pretty hectic tax season. But again, later in the description, I'll probably post all the links to the different creators that I used to create the videos and do some of the editing and learn the different things that I've earned. Perfectionism is not your friend. Just what I'm trying to learn to do in these videos is just when I'm creating them is to just talk. You need a script, like a basic outline or some kind of script, but to just talk and then go back and edit. And so for the first 2 or 3 videos, what I would do, the first 2 for sure, I would start over from the very beginning, and then just redo the video over and over and over and over again. I would just redo. Now I'm learning that editing is your friend. You just talk and you keep going, and then you splice the video up so that you don't spend forever. You don't spend 3 hours, recording a 10-minute video, and then it takes you another 5 hours to edit that video. It's kind of weird because talking on the camera now is kind of like it was when I used to do public speaking. There's this weird, nobody wants to admit fear, but maybe that's probably what it was. There's this weird feeling you get when you're in front of the camera and you're talking and there's nobody there. And yeah, people are going to see it and it really shouldn't bother you. And who cares what anybody thinks? But it took me a while when I was doing public speaking for the first time to kind of get over those initial nerves. And it happens on the camera. When you turn that camera on, something just happens when you turn it on. I have a new and deep respect for actors now because I see what it takes when that camera turns on and you got to get into this particular mindset and mode, and then you have to actually transform into a completely different person. So imagine just trying to be yourself when the camera comes on, kind of what that is like. Obviously, I'm not trying to be an actor. I'm trying to just project on camera who I am. But, anyway, I think y'all get it. It's kind of weird. So what else did I learn this week? I'm going to have to build a YouTube studio, or at least a setup in my house. And I got a spare room that I can put it in. So that spare room I have, I'm going to create an entire YouTube setup so that when it's time for me to record, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have everything set up and ready to go. And then I can do all my editing and have everything set up. So that's the other thing. You need to get your setup. And I've watched all these videos about setup and all these different things that people are doing with their home YouTube studios and all these bells and whistles. The takeaway really is you just need a setup. You want to have something where it's just like working or like working out. You want to have a situation where when it's time for me to do that thing, I'm in that mindset and I don't have to think about stuff. I don't have to move around and adjust and all these different things. I can come in, I can go to work. Kind of like my home office setting here. So I work from home. I do have an office that I work out of, but I do the vast majority of my work at home. But I needed a separate office, a separate space, so that when I come into that space, I'm in the mindset of work, even though I'm at home. And so when I come into the home office, what I do is I close that door and I pretend like it's just a regular job. And my mind goes to that place where I'm ready to work. It gets rid of all the distractions. It gets rid of all the, I got Fortnite out there that I like to play, and I got different things. I got an archery set, things that are out there that can distract me. But when I cross that threshold in my door, it's time to work. I need a similar setup for YouTube, and I'll get to do the home office deduction write-off because I will use that space regularly and exclusively for business and only for business. So now I can take more of a tax deduction for my mortgage interest and utilities and all those things because I have a second space that is exclusively used for business. More to come on that for tax deductions. What else did I learn? Just to have fun with this, I'm still learning. I know some of the videos are kind of dry and kind of corny. It's probably going to take several months to get where I need to be. But really, like I said before, the point of this channel and these videos really is for me to just start posting and to just brain dump all this information I have and put it out into the world in my approach. I'm not gonna, I may talk about things that I don't agree with that other professionals or other people do, but I will never be negative or talk bad about or name anybody specifically when I'm talking about different things. I'm just going to put the facts out there and let the facts speak for themselves. Another thing about the setup. So I recorded, I felt like it was my best take of video 2. And I did it and none of the sound was on. The mic was completely off. And so I'm trying to edit this thing and figure out what the heck happened? Where's all the sound? Well, the mic wasn't working. My Yeti mic wasn't working. For some reason, my Yeti mic, did I mute it? And I did. I muted it